I've had enough of the intro. Morning, everybody. What on earth are you doing?
I was wondering if you would look over now and how long I could get away with these glasses.
Did you just come off a 80s cop show or something?
Yes.
Eric did that
License
one
and
morning as well. All right, come on, let's get let's get going.
All right, there we go.
Here we go.
This barrier's in the way though.
We'll smash it down.
Went right through it.
So did I.
Wow, things are awfully dark right now.
I wonder why.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Uh-oh. I just saw the viewers go down by 3. Yes, I was looking this morning and I found a group badge that I didn't have, so okay, let's fix that.
I've been saving all my root badges for something. I don't know what, but I still have a bit left to do.
It's not very often people actually ride in Richmond because they want to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Feel a little tired today. Not too bad though.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe how much I had to do to get my TSS up to where I was planning on ending for the week.
Hey there, Owen.
It's on.
He's on that yo again. Going down, going up, then it's going down again. Rick, guess who I'll see tomorrow?
When do you fly out? Do you have a wild overnight flight going on or something?
Nah, it starts tomorrow. Yeah, about
that's not bad.
10-hour flight, Owen, something like that. He's going to Chicago. Collect bags, go through immigration. Recheck bags. And then fly to Milwaukee. Yeah, if there's any problems with that flight in Chicago, and let me know if you can, because it's really only an hour and a half drive down to Chicago from Milwaukee, so
yeah, usually the traffic isn't too bad from what I've noticed.
Yeah, but it is the day after Labor Day, so
wow,
that
could a lot of people coming down.
Airports could be quite busy.
Well, I mean,
the
road.
Yeah, I've got the details on. If you want to send me it again, then I've got it closer, so I don't have to go through history yet. That would be good.
Is O'Hare in Rosemont?
I don't know. It's on the 294.
It's like right near Rosemont, at least, if not in it.
We go past it every time we go to Faith's, because I refuse to drive through Chicago.
Oh yeah. But that's usually, traffic usually isn't too bad there. for driving down. So
Yeah,
in fact, every time I drive that, I'm always like, wow, this entire route seems extremely prepared for high numbers of commuters, and the traffic is usually pretty light on the way up to Rockford and then to Wisconsin.
personally, I'm not a fan of flying through Chicago because it's just.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had a flight through Chicago that hasn't been delayed. So,
I've never been delayed in Chicago.
I've had
Hey.
bags
I
not
think I've only
make it to my destination. I've been delayed. I've flights cancelled. Right.
I think I've only had 3 flights to Chicago.
Maybe. I don't think. Oh yeah, I've flown into Dallas once when we went to Paris, or when I went to Paris, I should say. Visit our mill there. I like to fly through Atlanta. That one. I like the design of the Atlanta airport. So I've flown through Atlanta most when I've gone to the UK because it has direct flights to Manchester.
I think Atlanta was my first airport that I navigated through with my mom. That was the first time that I had ever flown, and then we got to the airport and my mom didn't know where she was going, so I took over. And it was
Is that a case of the blind leading the blind?
No. Oh no, I'm good. I'm good with it. I immediately just understood what was going on because I had already been looking at the magazines and kind of just passing time looking at all the airports. And since that's a Delta hub, they had that prominently displayed.
I should have asked sooner, Owen, but if you've got a little space in any of your luggage and you feel you can, pickled onion Monster Munch. You could bring me a bag or two.
And watch him get caught up in immigration over some Monster Munch.
On the importation of pickled onion Monster Munch. Yeah, like I said, don't go out of your way. I should have asked sooner. It's my fault. I will wear my TeamODZ t-shirt. Not the Destroyers of Cookies one. My TeamODZ shirt from camp. Not that I've been to camp, but.
Where are you guys gonna meet up? You should meet at the what is it? The Miller self-serve beer bar.
For
some reason,
I'll be there before his flight gets in, and I'll be waiting at arrivals.
They probably don't have Guinness Zero on tap there, though.
I need to get some.
Seems like a good idea.
I need to get some. I need to get some Manderfield's donuts, and then try to not eat them. I should get you Green Bay Packers shirts, Owen, when you get here.
Fit in.
Blend in.
Nobody will notice. Be like, huh, that's interesting. That's an interesting accent. Which part of Green Bay are you from?
The east side. A long way east. 3,500 miles east.
Be like, actually, I'm from the Fox Cities area. Oh, okay. Yes, yes, okay. That makes sense. Actually, you guys sound completely different. With listening to you talk and Owen talk, I can tell the difference between a southern accent and a more northern accent.
So how far are you from Jerry, Rick?
I'm like, well, I know you hate it when I say times,
I know.
but I could, I could make it. I could make it there in about 5 hours.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've had this discussion before. I say far. This time is not a measure of distance.
It can be with me because sometimes it doesn't matter what happens. I'll still be there in 5 hours.
Yeah.
Unless if I bring Heidi in, then all of a sudden my time doesn't matter anymore. Now it's miles again. But I believe, how far is it actually? Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see. Yeah, I'm getting anywhere from, all right, so the miles is 339 miles. Apparently I could also take a route that would be 390 miles. I don't know why I would do that, but yeah, not far.
I was hoping I'd get to see you on the stream chat this morning, Owen. I think we should safe travels. I mean, I could do that in Facebook Messenger as well, I guess. But we just passed over 2 pedestrian crossings, and I'm pretty sure that the stripes were larger in the first one than they were in the second one there.
Probably true to life.
I can't believe I haven't been on a plane since 2019.
Oh, yeah. Was that when you went to San Diego?
That's when I went to San Diego. Disco Live. It was only a few weeks before that my team leader said to me, "Wow, you could meet. Have you planned to meet Ankita?" Because Ankita was a person that used to work in our team, and she got married and moved out to San Diego, and I hadn't even thought about meeting Ankita. So I didn't tell her I was going, but she was kind of hoping. She knew that Disco Live was in town, and she was kind of hoping that that I was going, and hadn't said anything to me. So when I got there, got through arrivals, I took a photograph of myself in San Diego airport and sent it to her. And just said, "Guess where I am?" And then waited for the reply.
I feel like I mean, I've flown, but I feel like it's been a long time since I've done like a real flight, you know? Like this is going to be a real flight coming up when I go to Houston in a few weeks. Because I feel like it's not a real flight unless if you're making connections. That's when you get to the real nitty gritty of it. And lately all I've been doing is direct flights for the last I don't know, 6 years or so.
When we went to Spain for Yolanda's 50th, wow, we flew to Newark and then Newark to Barcelona, and our flight to Newark was delayed by quite a lot, by more than what the connecting flight, the connection was. So I'm thinking, we ain't gonna make this. Well, they held the Barcelona flight for us. And I'd already looked at the map of the of Newark, so I knew which gate we were going to be leaving from and how to get there. So we just got off the flight to Newark, hot-footed it to the gate, and as soon as we got on that plane, they closed the doors behind us. I'm thinking there absolutely no way our bags are going to make it on this flight. I got in the seat, opened the Delta app, checked our bags. They were on the flight. I don't know how. Well, if it doesn't make it, and heck, I'll take you to a Walmart, get you the necessities, and at that point it's the responsibility of the airline to deliver it to you. So wherever you are, they've got to get it to you. So yeah.
And if anything happens to your jelly babies, you can always go to Walmart and get some Sour Patch Kids. I don't know if those replace them.
When I went to LaGrange, my bags didn't make it through Chicago. It was where did we fly? Appleton to Chicago, Chicago to Atlanta. Why we didn't go direct, I don't know, but the bags didn't make it through Chicago. So, and it was quite a drive. It was what, 2.5 hour drive from Atlanta to LaGrange, and they had to deliver it to the hotel.
Yeah, direct flights are nice.
Yeah,
they're oh yeah, that's a win doing the tile trackers for sure. But yeah, it's like you just don't deal with the normal hassles, because really, I mean, only connecting at hubs that make flying annoying, because typically your direct flight is relatively on time, if not always early, because they tend to be like just doing this back and forth shuttling idea usually.
Yeah, send me a photo of what you'll be wearing as well, Owen. Make it easier to find you. I've already given you my phone number as well. Although, hopefully we'll have Wi-Fi so we can do Facebook Messenger, because you said you won't have the ability to call. I'll do the same.
I also tend to be a flyer that everything I need is right on my carry-on bag. So, I mean, unless if I'm doing like a winter trip, or if it's like, you know, something's planned, obviously like cycling or something else where I have stuff. Other than that, I always just fly with a bag, so I never lose my stuff.
I'll clear out my my truck today. I've got a few things on the back seat that I need to remove. My climbing harness is still in there from when I went up the tower. So when I do that, I will also put the SIM card and top-up card in my truck so I don't forget.
All you have to do is open the passenger side door and then and then open the driver's side door, and
Yeah,
with a push broom, just push it out the passenger side, and then you're good to go.
yeah, let's not. It'll cost a lot of
that's
money
if
to
it gets
replace
down to the
a
left,
climbing
yeah.
harness, especially with
Oh yes, I
all the
bought one
restless
once.
and rebar hooks that I've got on it as well. Yeah, there is no number associated with the SIM card until it's activated. So, apparently there's instructions in there. I've never had to go through that. And I'm sure if we have a problem, we'll find a local AT&T store and sort that out. Oh, and if you do that, I'll throw you the keys.
I always think about that, like how funny it would be to have to drive first thing. What was it? I was watching a movie recently. I think it was The Union, where Mark Wahlberg, he's a New Jersey guy that somehow gets recruited kind of against his will actually against his will, to be like a secret agent. And so they end up drugging him and take him to Paris. And then the next day he has to drive a car, and he just immediately goes for the wrong side of the car, then gets told he's driving. So then he goes and drives, pulls out onto the wrong side of the street. And I was like, yeah, I would probably see myself doing that. I'd have to remind myself for the first day or so, like, okay, remember, left side, left side, left side.
When do you pick the bike up, Owen?
Is it like a complete the tour, get like a special VIP tour type thing, and then at the end, all the bikes are sitting there shiny and ready to go?
I'll have to have a look at my calendar. I could come down Wednesday as well. Wednesday mornings are horrendous for meetings for me. Oh, so you pick it up Thursday morning. Okay, gotcha. In that case, I'll have a look at my calendar and see if I can come down Wednesday as well. If you don't have any, you haven't had enough of me by the time I head back home to Tuesday evening or whenever. Gotcha.
You can't just hit the hang up button anymore. Now it's like you have to figure out, okay, where's the exit? All right. I wish I could go there. That'd be fun. I could use a trip to the Great Lakes right now. I'm sick of this ocean. I want to be by a lake that looks like an ocean. Wow, an all-day tour. That's the thing. I'm wondering what they'll have you guys do compared to what I did. But I think I was about an hour on that tour. And of course it was a self-tour. Even if they asked if I wanted a tour guide, I said, no, I'll do it myself. So I wonder what kind of crazy stuff they'll have you doing. There was a time once where I got an inside tour at NASA because my brother-in-law worked there. He was on the shuttle team where he was a payload specialist. And when I went to get the tour, you could see everybody, all the plebes up there getting their normal tours in a group, up way up high, looking down on all the stuff, the capsules, and they had like a replica of the International Space Station, which had not been sent up yet, but it was about to. And I was down on the floor getting into the shuttle cockpit, which was also a replica, and walking around in the space station and stuff. At that time, it was very small because it was the mock-up. It was where I guess they said that they trained there to just get a feeling for what the space station is going to be like before they go up, I guess. But and it was way better. I was looking up at those people saying "poor souls."
I was just thinking, well, I could activate this sim for Owen beforehand, but I can't because my iPhone doesn't have a SIM slot.
They still make CDMA ones.
And
Is that
they're
what they're still called?
They're just Sims now, and AT&T was always GSM. It wasn't CDMA. It was all the others that were CDMA, which was the main reason that I went with AT&T when I came over here, because I brought my phones with me, which were GSM. The only network that they'd work on.
Yeah. I'm guessing, are the international SIM cards still the same as the ones in the US, or did we decide to go do different ones for whatever reason?
SIM cards look the same.
Okay. You don't have to get some special adapter or anything. Ah, yes, eSIM. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the last time I looked into eSIMs for the UK, none of the providers would give you an eSIM for a prepaid account. I don't know if that's changed or not.
I'm sure the phone had it coming. Sometimes phones just deserve it, you know, they need to be thrown at the floor. I hate those moments when you're like, it's always just the stupidest moment where you realize what you've done at the moment that you've done it. Like it's just a little movement, or like all of a sudden your thumb goes weak for whatever reason, and then your phone drops and you're like, no.
So when I was I stopped at a rest stop between Milwaukee and home a few weeks ago, and they usually have fold out maps. So I picked one of those up, put it in my truck, and fully meant to mail it to you, Owen, but still in my truck, I'm sorry. So I'll give it out to you tomorrow as well. Then you've got a map of Wisconsin.
So have you ever done a trip like this in the US before, other than just like going up to one spot? Wait, something just hit me. Why would you bring them a map? Don't all the phones have maps on them? Isn't that what phones are for these days?
Yeah, and they tell you distance in time as well.
Ah, the Route 66 passport. See what I just did? I said route. That would be cool. How have I lived here 40 years and I've never done a trip like this?
I guess you could
41
still order
years
one
as of tomorrow.
if you can find it on Amazon, order it and have it mailed to your hotel. But I will pay the extra for shipping so that the hotel gets it while you're still there.
Did you ever go to Houston too? You had said something about your dad used to go to work in Houston, right?
You talking to me?
No. This is an Owen question.
Yeah, I've been past there a time or two.
That's south, right? Yeah, south of Chicago. Like more towards like south central Illinois, maybe.
Heading
Is
towards Gary.
Or oh, really? It's over there?
No, heading towards it.
Oh, I thought it was like in the center of the state or something. I guess I'm thinking of Springfield though. I don't know. For Joliet, I'm only going off of what was it called?
It's right next to
Microsoft Flight
Romeo.
Simulator.
It's right next to Romeo.
Hey, wait. Whoa, oh, this is the wrong thing. Hold on. This is taking a while. There it is. A little late, but it was better late than never, right?
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the Oilers. Yeah, so pretty much you've been to, I mean, New York City and Chicago are both beautiful places in certain spots. But like any massive city, there's also spots that you're like, places like this exist? There's buildings collapsed in on themselves. What is going on? Why has no one done anything about that?
Joliet is southwest of Chicago, but
Yeah, that's what I thought.
on the 80, which is how you get to Gary.
That's what I thought. So I only know this because I've never traveled that way myself, but on Microsoft Flight Simulator, I used to play that quite a bit. And I remember flying into Joliet many times. And I thought it was down there. That's where the University of Illinois is too. Pretty sure. Or no, that's Champaign. Never mind. Nice. That was back when, yeah. That was back when they were winning championships and stuff. My brother was sending me autographs he worked at this place called Mama's Cafe. And usually after games, a lot of the players would come in and get food together and stuff. And it would be like, he would get autographs on their menus. And so he got like Clyde Drexler. He got Dennis Rodman once. There's like other players from other teams would come. And he got Warren Moon. Which football. And he got, who else did he get? Dennis Rodman. Can't even remember the other ones. They would pretty much, he'd send them to me and it would just be covered in autographs. Ah, yes, had a Charles Barkley on there. He used to also, he was a bouncer at a couple different strip clubs on the side, and Charles Barkley was a regular. And the guy, one of the guys from ZZ Top, was also a regular. Yeah, he has a lot of stories from there. He's gonna go for a week for my nephew's wedding, and he was like, I was asking him the other day, so you're just staying for a week? And he was like, I don't know, I might be there longer. I'm gonna let the city decide for me. But he hasn't been there for 20 years, maybe more. He's gonna go exercise his midlife crisis there, I have the feeling. Even though he's 50, he should have it out of his system by now. But I think my brother is in one steady midlife crisis. Ever since he hit 25. The youngest 50-year-old you'll ever see, though, if you look at him. He's one of those guys that passes older when he was a teenager and then somehow just stayed that for his entire life so far. All right, I kind of want to tell a story that was absolutely hilarious from Grace's birthday party the other day.
Uh-oh.
My mom pulled out a Polaroid that she had from way back. I mean, you could tell she was quite young. My two aunts were quite young, and she said, "Oh, I have a picture here that I've been meaning to show you of you and some of your friends when you used to do bodybuilding." My brother used to do bodybuilding when he was a teenager, and he'd get up there in a Speedo, all oiled up, and flex his muscles, and he'd win. He was pretty good, I guess, whatever that means. And so all of a sudden, I'm over there on the grill, and this kind of piqued my interest when I first heard that. So I was like, I'll see it in a second. All of a sudden, I hear just tons of laughing. Everybody's losing it. Finally, my brother catches his breath enough to say, "Mom, that's not me. Those are strippers." So immediately I'm like, forget the grill. Who cares if this stuff burns? I'm going to go check this out. And so I get this picture. Sure enough, that is not my brother at all. I mean, I guess I could kind of see how she would think it was, but yeah, those were strippers. And one of them was laying across my aunt's lap. She was right into it.
So,
and
go on.
that was about it. That was hilarious.
So I went in Walmart yesterday, and I saw the spit image of Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
On a mobility
in
scooter.
real life. You would too. I can see Mr. Bean on a mobility scooter. Was there a
So,
camera crew following?
I've got another funny story about a mobility scooter. So I went in Walmart one day. I biked there, so I had my helmet on, and as I was walking in, I saw a friend there, and she was looking for one of the Walmart mobility scooters to help her around the store. Only at that entrance there weren't any. I said, okay, just wait there. I'll go and have a look at the other entrance, see if there's one there. If there is, I'll bring it back for you. And there was. So I sat on this thing and drove it back for her. And I had people looking at me. You know, a guy that's just turned up on a bike, wearing a cycling helmet, on a mobility scooter. And I'd had enough of this by the time I got halfway between the two entrances. Someone looked at me. I said, look what they make you wear when you ride one of these things now.
Yes, that's an amazing moment. It's all about efficiency, ma'am. It's all about efficiency. Aero gains when you're on this bad boy. And safety. Safety and aero gains are the name. Well, yeah, but what's the point of the gloves?
Anyway, my friend was really appreciative. So. I didn't think this was going to take us an hour, but it will.
We have been going for a bit, huh? Probably because we're not doing it at 3 watts a kilo, which is fine. Today I'm going to try to get my numbers in distance, not in actual trying to push hard. I think I want to do some sort of a climb portal. Yesterday or the other day, the climb portal was not very interesting. It is unfortunate because Zwift right now is just doing the FEMS stuff, so they're not doing any of the Spanish climbs, which is very unfortunate because Puy de Dome was yesterday? No, Friday? Oh, yesterday was insane. Holy, that was making me feel very unsure. Or not unsure, but just making me feel like, I don't know how many times I mentioned Mount Washington. Because like listening to Christian Vanderveld talk about how, oh yeah, it's getting, like right now it's just, it's not too bad, you know, at like 6%. But pretty soon it's gonna ramp up to the real tough ones at 12%. And I was like, what? That's the average. That's the average of the entire 7.7 miles of Mount Washington. But then they got on to the 20% and above. And it made me feel a little better for whenever I do a 20%. Like it's noticeable. Of course, these were the guys in the breakaway. And they already had, 140 kilometers in. But they looked like how I feel like I look, or how I feel when I'm hitting that Puke Hill, and how I'm gonna look and feel when I hit the top of Mount Washington, when it gets up to 28%. These guys were, once they hit 20, it was like, you could just tell they were like, just dying. And then once it finally leveled off a little bit, they were down to like just recovery pedaling. And I was like, okay, good. That's one thing that gets me every time I do the top of Puke Hill. I always have to go to recovery pace. My mind's saying you should get your speed up. Make this an efficient ride, or a high speed ride, but my body's like, nah, just chill for a second. And it was good to see them chill, because then I was like, all right, cool. I mean, I shouldn't be comparing myself off of pros, but it is good to see that they are not superhuman. It does crack them a bit too. The average guy. Maybe not Pogacar. Somehow he can use that as an attack point and keep going. Man, still a year away, but I'm still thinking about Mount Washington all the time, because that is going to be, even the Alp is not really a good training ground for it, because it's just not steep enough. There's going to be very few points where the gradient comes down to 10%, and that'll feel like a break for a moment on the gradient. And on the Alp, that's usually where it's starting to step up again, is when it gets to 10%. Are there any gradients on Route 66? Is that just pretty much a flat drive the entire way, or does that end up going through a little bit of mountains?
I haven't looked at it because it's got to head north at some point. Where does it go north? Because it goes through crikey, can't think of it. It goes through Redlands and Claremont in California.
What? Really?
Yes.
Goes that high up? I thought
Yeah,
it
in
just
Ontario.
I thought it just like went straight into Los Angeles and then that was it.
No, it actually goes north of where I stayed with a friend. Just north. It's right. It's like a mile north of her house.
I would imagine no matter what, though, once you get into New Mexico, because New Mexico is just highlands anyway. So you got to go up some hills to get there. Did you know that Redbox is shut down?
I didn't.
They filed for Chapter 7. I noticed recently that the Redbox had like a piece of paper on it, or it was shut off for a while, and then it had a piece of paper on it. And I was kind of noticing it, but not really noticing it, not going over and checking it out. And then yesterday I noticed that we had a Redbox app on our TV, and I noticed that it said that it was gone.
Back in the day, I would wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning to reserve DVDs or Blu-rays so that I would get them on release day.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Route 66 might go up because it has like more turns all of a sudden in New Mexico. So that might maybe be like the uphill, or it's just going around hills. I don't know.
Does it go anywhere near the Trinity test site in New Mexico?
Trying to get like a good where is the Trinity test site anyway?
I don't know.
That was in, well, it goes straight through the Trinity test site, right through ground zero. That is the one hill, or it's more of a divot.
What, you ride down into the crater and then up the other side?
Yeah. Or they built a bridge right over it. Says that it ends. Is Ontario's north of Los Angeles, right?
No, it's east.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, because it does end up going straight into Los Angeles, but yeah, it must cut through there. So there's those hills that you have to get over to get to Los Angeles, right?
I'm trying to think of my drive from LAX to Claremont now. Yeah, I think there probably is some bumpy bits.
I wish there was just a real good detailed map, because this is just outrageous. This is dumb. So yeah, Chicago, everyone like names different cities. Chicago, Springfield, St. Louis, Springfield again in Missouri, Joplin, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Amarillo, Santa Fe, Albuquerque, or I guess you can shoot off. You can do an offshoot to Santa Fe, or you can go straight to Albuquerque. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So,
Okay, what's going on here?
so Owen, if you stop at any point and someone walks up to you and says, "Give me your boots, your clothes, and your motorcycle," run, okay? Run.
Or drive? What about drive? Should always keep, from what I've studied about the West, should always keep like a rifle holster on the side of your steed with a rifle in it. And just always have everything packed in one bundle so you can just toss it on the back and just ride off into the sunset at any moment if the shootout gets too heavy. Oh, so this is a garbage one. I opened it up in maps and now it says that Route 66 just starts in Missouri. Okay. Okay.
Well, I guess that all depends. I guess that all depends which end you start at.
I guess.
It might finish in
This is
Missouri.
dumb. Well, but then it says it finishes in Arizona, which is just not even true. Not even true. I do Route 66. It just wants to do the restaurant in Bar Harbor.
Yeah, that'd be a short drive.
It is a cool place, but it's nowhere near Route 66, that's for sure. I give up. It's tough finding information while you're pedaling a bike.
You want to try doing it while you're pedaling on rollers. Well, we've got about 3 kilometers to go now, just under. Might have noticed you weren't pedaling and I dropped my aero then.
Man, I've been 3 weeks without mowing my lawn now. And it's really not that bad.
I left clumps yesterday after I cut the grass and it's only been a week.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't imagine there'll be any clumps from this one. Apparently, it always gets dry around this time of year. Not in this area, at least. My brother the other day was talking about, he's like, man, he was talking about how crazy the weather is and whatnot. And I'm just like, huh? I was like, because it's been getting a little cold. He's like, nah, the rain this winter or this summer has just been out of control. And I was like, huh? Well, maybe up where you are, we have no rain here. Then he was using that to say how crazy the weather's been. And I was like, that's just how it is every year. From what I've noticed, you get all of the thunderstorms and all of the rainy days that are split. It's typically way rainier up there in front of the mountains where you are than it is down here. I'm locked in between two different mountain, well, I guess you could call it a mountain range on the coast.
He finishes at the top of the climb.
Oh, good. Which one?
The one that we're coming up to.
Oh.
After the switch back.
So it is the shorter one. Hey, where's your Melbourne anyway? He's not going to be ready for cross season. Wait, and next week is ZRL too, isn't it?
Yep. I was thinking it was today. I had to check. Or tomorrow, rather. I had to check.
I'm going to be over there trying to shelter him as much as possible.
Yeah,
so
Owen.
He can go for the final sprint.
What are the rocking horses going to do without you?
They're going to lose. That's what they're going to do. Do we compete against the rocking horses?
No.
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 Never mind. I hope they win. I hope they do fine. I still have so many route badges to get, route badges.
Well, you'll have another one shortly.
Yeah. In a way, I haven't had any need to do them. I thought about doing them a couple of times, and then I'm like, well, I'll do a climb or something, which most of them are climbing. But part of me has also been saving them for when the new levels come out. But that could be a long wait. You never know. I have a feeling I'll end up doing them this winter. I'll have some days where I'll have nothing that's really appealing to do. And we're collecting it anyway, aren't we? They had said that.
Collecting what?
Was that how it was? We're banking the XP or something? Didn't they say that?
Yeah, that'll always happen.
They're actually doing it correctly this time or something. So I guess if you get it now, then you're getting extra because you're banking XP and you're getting extra drops to spend on things and stuff.
I've got nearly 60 million drops. I think I'm okay.
I've been spending a little bit lately because I got the new Canyon Air Road and I got the new Pinarello because they're both game changer bikes, I guess. And you know me, I never used the Tron bike.
I'm glad I set this to 70 minutes because it's going to be. We're not going to. Well, the time is going to expire. The event will expire before we get to the top here. We're going to have about a minute.
One thing I did yesterday to help get my new PR on the Alp into every corner where it flattens out or any flat spot, I would give a huge kick. Just enough to not affect my system too much, but enough to like bring the speed up quite a bit. I think that helped out quite a bit. Probably something people in the know have been doing for a very long time. But in the past, usually I don't feel like kicking on those points. And yesterday I didn't feel like it either.
No, we didn't
But I
set
did
off
wanna
straight away,
see
did
how-
we? So it's not going to be the end of the event yet.
Ah,
Got
yes,
9 minutes.
that's right.
I was trying to make that shorter. Never mind.
Climbing on a pave section should be illegal.
Go on, where's my route badge? There it is.
Hey, we're badgers.
There's the badger. Now it gives me a feather.
Oh, I hate racing on this course. I mean, at least you get a lot of rest, but then when you're working, it's constant work. I don't know. Maybe I should race this again. Now that I've learned a little more about controlling myself.
Since when have you
Maybe
ever
I'll
controlled
have to-
yourself?
I do it all the time. Do it all the time. Oh, speaking of control, the other night I had a moment. What was it? Yeah, Saturday night. Wow. Yeah, today's Monday. Okay, Saturday night. Grace had got some candy from her friends, and I was the only one still up. And whew, it hit me. All it sounds like, ooh, look at those Swedish fish. I could use some of those. Ate all of them in an alarming amount of time. And then when I was done with that, was that enough? No. I went and hit up the box of Mike and Ike's too. Destroyed those as well. And after that, I was like, okay, that's it. I'm done.
Oh, no
I'm
good
good.
and plenty.
No, no good and plenty. If there were good and plenties, then I have to wait until the end of until everything else was gone before I'd eat those. Those are purely texture.
That's the thing about licorice. It's one of those divisive flavours, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like Marmite in the UK, on. You either like it or you don't.
Like Hawaiian pizza.
So, the other day, Rick asked me how long my tyres last on rollers. So, this front tyre has been on all this year, and it's still got the moulding bead in the centre of it.
Huh. I mean, as long as you keep them properly inflated, which you do, since you pump them up every morning, then it is a very smooth surface.
Yeah.
So I guess that would make sense.
Another
I was kind
feather!
of thinking.
Come on, Sway.
I was kind of thinking since they sit in the middle of the two drums that might be. But I guess that would only be an issue. That would be more of an issue on a wheel-on trainer, obviously, because you're. Well, so do you have any issues with the resistance part of it in the
No.
back?
No.
Huh.
The contact patch is much larger than a wheel-on trainer. So The problem with a wheel-on trainer, there's two things. There's heat from the resistance unit that makes its way through the axle to the idler at the wheel contact, and there's also the diameter of the idler. Being so small, the contact patch is tiny, so there's friction. There's the flexing of the rubber as it comes in contact with the idler, and with the contact patch being so small, and if the resistance is too much, then there's slippage and friction because of that as well. I get no slippage. The heat that the resistance, the magnetic resistance in the rear drum gives is only slight. It's got such a surface area that it radiates it, and there's no slippage. So no, my rear tire lasts forever as well.
Looking at the climb portals, there is Depressa. That one's the Tokyo one for today. Wow, that is 6.5 kilometers at a 3.5% gradient average. That's not much. And then the monthly one is Lagos de Cavadonga. Danya.
I love listening to you pronounce these.
Cavadonga. All right, so it would be, that one is 14.5 kilometers at a 6.7. That's not too bad. There isn't really any red areas in there. I think I might do that one. It is a long climb.
About 2 minutes to the end of the meter.
Keeping it easy.
Hit the banner right around the time that the meter ends. Guess you going to 25 miles?
Yeah, sounds about right. After only all that riding, still just shy of 800 feet of climb.
There's the end of the meter. It's the end of the lap. And another feather.
Ooh, tomorrow I get an ice cream cake.
Is your face going to get planted in it?
Oh, no. I tell you about that on my work. At work, they were talking about my birthday. Like, what do you want to do? Usually, their plans are, we'll drink. We'll drink a lot. And of course, I don't drink, so I was like, let's do an ice cream cake. So I think they're gonna do it. We'll see. Maybe it's just one of those things I'll always ask for and never get, no matter who it is. They're usually pretty good at coming through with that stuff. For some reason, I work with a bunch of habitual gift givers. I have Liv and Shannon. They go hard on the gifts. They're the types where they can't travel somewhere without bringing back gifts for everybody. So it makes me feel bad whenever I travel and bring back nothing, because I'm just happy I got back. And the other day, I randomly, Liv came into work. He was like, I got you a Yoo-hoo. It's like,
A what?
A Yoo-hoo. One of those. It's not chocolate milk, but it's chocolate drink.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, huh, well, that's random, but okay. I used to love those when I was a kid. On my dad's golf course, he was part of this Twilight League, they called it. And every year they'd have an award ceremony in the fall. And all of the families were invited. And they would just have all kinds of coolers full of, you know, beer and soda. And Yoo-hoo would always be in there. And I just hit those Yoo-hoos so hard that I would be sick by the end of it. Then there was one time my brother, since he's older than me, he managed to get a hold of a golf cart and took me out for a ride. Not on the golf course path, off the golf course path. Like, we went through the woods. we went on a trip. We were overlanding in that bad boy.
So when we finished the our game of golf the other day, it's a scramble and we all start on different holes. So we finished on hole 4, and then it's time for us to go back to the clubhouse. And we took, me and the other couple of guys, we took a different route back, and we're starting to converge on the clubhouse, and I'm taking the racing line on the cart, on the path. Cutting all the corners to try and get ahead of them. And as the two roads and the two paths sort of joined up, we were ahead. We won.
Were the back wheels getting loose? Were you hitting the corners like that?
No, but I was following Formula 1 rules where you have to leave at least 2 wheels on the track.
Yeah. There was this one part on, because I used to get taken on to golf games a lot. I'm sure my dad was not the most thrilled about, but
that's 40k for me.
There was times I'd be doing it a lot, and of course I'd always be like, "Can I drive? Can I drive? Can I drive? Can I drive?" Just incessantly. I remember there was a couple times he did let me drive. I remember being absolutely shocked. But one of the times that he didn't let me drive for the rest of the year after that was for the first hole. The name of the course is Pine Hill, and the clubhouse is on top of a hill. So the first hole was you'd tee off of the hill into the little valley area there, and the cart path also went down this hill, and I hit that thing. I don't think I hit the brakes once, just straight down this hill. Even hit the gas on the way before we hit it. We were going so fast when we hit the bridge at the bottom.
If you take the L and the F off golf, then you do get go-kart.
Yes. Yeah, he was done with me driving after that. And I was like, what? I had control.
Yeah, I think he might have been campaigning for golf carts to have seatbelts.
I can see that would be scary, especially a kid with no experience of driving things like that, and just deciding to hit the ground running at high speed, faster than a golf cart should go.
I'm tempted to go back to bed now, although it's light out. So we'll see where the Yolanda's up. All right, well, I'll be back tomorrow morning. I know you won't be around, Owen. Well, actually, you might have Wi-Fi on the plane. We'll see. So, Owen, safe travels, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Rick, say it.
Bye-bye, and safe travels.
Sure. Yeah. So,
don't forget to wave when you go by. Even though
when you go
probably be hundreds of miles away, but millions of kilometers away. Is that that's the conversion, right?
Rick, for the millionth time, stop exaggerating. All right, and on that note, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody. Bye for now. Where's my mouse pointing to go? There it is.